Let's talk about loving your life even when times are hard, because I know a lot of us are going through some different challenging situations in life. Like, that's life, right? Your parents may be facing health issues. Your kids may be becoming teenagers or moving out, or lots of different changes. All kinds of things, job stress, personal stress, health issues, all kinds of things that can make life feel really challenging. And I want to talk to you about how you can love your life even during those times. I'm going to tell you the 3 things. Hi, dear Laura. Happy birthday. 3 things that can really trip us up and how to get out of all of those. Does that sound good? I promise you, if you saw my little, my story, the worst thing of art you've ever seen in your life. And I think I've honestly delivered. This is your path of life. It's not a spore or anything worse than that, okay? So we're gonna say that we're about right here, right? And this is the path that God has given us in our lives. And I imagine this is like a park over here. This is like, and as we move, we're becoming more like Jesus. We're becoming more fully of who God made us to be, right? This is a cul-de-sac. If you're like, what is that weird circle? So as we're traveling this life, you know how it is. There's storms. If a coach tells you that they can help you go through with no storms, they're a liar. Run away from them. There are storms. Okay, we're gonna be realistic. There's beautiful parts. This is a pond. It's floating in the air, a levitating pond. I have no art skills whatsoever. So there's some beauty there. Lots of beauty, actually, if we're open to it and watching for it. And then the sun. Sometimes the sun is beautiful and sometimes it feels hot, right? It's like, this is a lot of pressure. But we're trying to move along this way. What I'm finding with a lot of clients and women I speak to all the time is that we're stuck back here and we don't feel like we're moving. So what can happen? Here's one of the first things that gets us caught up. We're stuck in the cul-de-sac. We're circling. Same old problems. We're trying the same solutions that don't work. You might be blaming your lack of progress, your unhappiness on other people. It's your kids, it's your spouse, it's your boss. It's your church. It could be lots of things. It could just be like, I'm just going to keep trying the same thing because I don't know anything else. And I don't have the energy or time to invest into anything else. But let me tell you, as you're circling, you're giving up a lot of energy anyway. This takes energy. Moving down the path toward the park also takes energy. It all takes energy, right? So do you want to be here spinning or moving? I think you want to be moving. Another thing, I didn't know how to draw. I didn't even try because this was bad enough, right? There's a lot of changes in life, like I talked about. The past 4 or 5 years, I feel like the world has changed a billion things. And then, like I said, we're all aging, everything is changing, different seasons of life. So we want to resist it. We're like, la, 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 la. My kids aren't getting older. They will never drive. But, not you, but me. Or somebody. So it's like trying to dig up the concrete of the road with our hands. It's pointless, right? Time marches on whether we want it to or not. So even though we are trying to pretend like we can stop change from happening, we can't. And so it's fruitless. And we're our hands are bloody. We're trying to dig up that road. It's not working. And we waste so much energy, mental, emotional, spiritual energy, trying to dig up the road when there's no point. We do what was within our control, and beyond that, we're trying to dig up the road, right? Another thing that can happen is that we start to come off the road. We're and I think we kind of know it, at least after a while. We're ooh, I totally left this path that God has given for me. Maybe you've walked away from your faith, or you've kind of made the conscious decision to leave this path. If you're ready to come back, or you're willing to entertain the idea, I'd love to help you come back on the path that is true to you and who God made you to be, right? So these are the things. We're kind of circling in the same stuff. We're resisting change. We've left the path, right? And we know we're dissatisfied in our lives when we're doing stuff that is not making progress. We know it, right? It feels kind of yucky. It's kind of stagnant. And so we want to be moving here. You might be like, hey, I don't know how. I've tried everything. I'm just tired. I don't have a lot of hope. Imagine you're here circling, okay? And I show up in the cul-de-sac and I'm like, hey, I want to walk with you. In fact, I'm not just going to walk with you. I have something that is going to make this easier. Whether it's the storm, whether it's the beautiful pond, whether the sun feels hot or not, it's going to make it easier. And I gift you, I'm like, I have roller skates. I already have roller skates on. And I'm like, I have roller skates for you. Now I want you to imagine what color your roller skates are. Laura, what color roller skates do you want? You got to comment. And anybody else who joins us now or later. I think mine are purple sparkle, but I might want to think of orange is a close second. Not together though. I'm like, I got roller skates. So we can kind of like roll a little bit easier because I got tools to help with anxiety, with stress, with thoughts that stay on repeat in our brains all the time, with negative self-talk that tells us we're terrible 24/7, right? A lot of different tools. I can't think of them all now. We're on roller skates now and we're moving and grooving and we hit a bump and I'm like, whoa, I reach out to steady you, right? That's what coaching does. It helps you get moving. It helps the process to go easier. It doesn't mean we avoid the storm. Maybe we can come through the storm with less drama, with a bit less heartache. Maybe we're coming through the storm much closer to God. That's always the goal, right? Much stronger on the other side, right? I don't believe God brings us through storms without strengthening us hugely. So that's what coaching does. And I want you at the park, right? You were made for the park. You were made to be moving toward it. And we know that, like, that is in your DNA that God gave you. And so let's go to the park. Let's strap on those roller skates and let's do it. So you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I'm offering just for a short time a 6-week fast track coaching for those of you who have some time and energy to like really go for it pretty hard in a condensed time frame because you want this, a certain goal or a certain couple goals knocked out before fall. I totally get it. I will drop a link for information. I'm only accepting applications for that through midnight tonight. Today is August 1st when I'm filming it. I'm having people come to me and say, I'm interested in coaching, but I don't want to go that fast. I want a gentler pace. I'm kind of exhausted right now. I'm overwhelmed. Or I just don't have like a ton of time to devote all at once. No problem at all. I tend to be more that way myself. So I'm going to drop a link for just general coaching and I'll label it so you get, but like the gentler approach. You're welcome to fill out that application. If you're like, yes, Kate, I want roller skates and we're going to move toward the park because I've been here too long. I will drop that there too. Limited spots available, but I want to help. If we're a good match to work together and I have room in my schedule and we would be an awesome fit, let's do this. Let's strap on the roller skates. Let's get you closer and closer and closer to the park, closer to who you were made to be, to loving your life through the storms and the beauty and all of it, because our life is a gift. Take care, you guys. If you have questions, message me.